Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crash Talk. Yeah. I'm your host, Killer Cam. With me always is the awesome, smart, talented, cool, funny, charming, and dope, all-around dope, John Resurrected, Jared.
What a kind intro. Thank you,
What
sir.
a marvelous introduction.
What a marvelous introduction.
The best movie ever.
I put a spell on you.
And now you're mine.
And now you're mine.
So, today...
Yeah.
I know that you really wanted to talk about the European dispute over Brexit.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. Could you imagine? With all the things in the headlines right now, that's where I want to go. If you know the show, that's absurd.
Yeah. And if you don't know the show, this is Crash Talk. This is a more free-form type of show.
But not like the network freeform.
No, it is. We're directly related to
Oh, that's right. They do fund the show.
Yeah, they're our best.
We're going to get blocked for that. Blocked.
Yeah.
We don't fund this show.
We don't even know who you are.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
I don't mind not being.
D-Livewire, what's up? You rock, brother. You rock.
Yeah. Ooh.
Any word about the 9-foot aliens?
That's a good story. We should actually talk about that today.
Maybe we might be.
Yeah. I think we actually are, yeah.
No, we
plan 100% are.
There's no,
yeah, in what universe would this happen in our backyard and we wouldn't talk about it?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, these, fun.
We got lots of good stuff today, man. We're going to have some fun today.
Yes. So, all right, I got to add all these. Dope. So, how was your day? How was, that last episode was good, huh?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. What a great response on that episode already. Tons of people like it. Tons of people have been telling us how much they enjoy the readings, the live readings, and
and how dead on they were.
Yeah, I also got some compliments on our ability to not only explain these things that everyone knows astrology exists and what tarot is, but they don't know how it works or how they do it or why. And then we were able to kind of take it a step further and show scientifically how it works, which got a few compliments on how we were explaining this stuff. So
good. Yeah,
I was happy with the response to the episode. And if you haven't seen it, like Cameron said, it's our most recent TPTNS episode. Episode 35, Astrology and Tarot. We can prove it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And good thumbnail too. It's a good old piece of material.
Yeah,
it's a good piece of content, you guys.
How amazing is Diana, the tarot reader?
Dude, everything was dead on. Yeah, when people that I knew personally that asked questions, told me after the fact, they're like, "Oh my goodness, dude,
that's crazy."
Shiz was crazy.
The response, even the one she did about me, and I was like, "Whoa,
that was nuts."
Yeah, dead on.
Dead-on.
Da-doom.
Da-doom.
Da-da-doom.
Do-doom.
So, should we tell the people what we want to talk about today?
Well,
on this
we don't really do a topic, but yeah, let's talk. What are we talking about? What do you want to dive in, Deuce?
Oh, well, we did touch on it slightly the last episode, but this is kind of the stuff Crash Talk is for.
Hi, Tina.
So big news story recently. An intelligence officer came forward, said there are UFO retrieval programs that have been covered up for decades.
Yeah.
The president's not read in on these. Congress is not read on these. They're hiding them for their own purposes, and they've been doing it for years. There's an active misinformation campaign on the American public to make people think that this stuff was silly and it wasn't real, and that anyone who believes in it is stupid. And they've been perpetuating that for a long time. But the ramifications here, if what he said is true, is if anybody involved in this is still alive or still around, they're going to prison. That's the deep ramification of this investigation. But my favorite part is he went to the inspector general with this, because now there are whistleblower protections. He said, you know what? The people need to know about this. He goes to the inspector general's office, and the inspector general, they're in charge of making sure that the government's not doing any funny business, right? If they're messing around internally, doing something illegal or hiding things, anything illegal, they're the office that prosecutes this stuff. They investigate and prosecute. When they went to the inspector general with this, they told him that this was not only a credible account, but it was urgent, and that they're looking into it immediately. So they lend credibility to what this guy is saying themselves. They even came out and said that. So that's exciting stuff. And it's not the first time. Like, people are... I get it. This is the first time somebody with his credentials that was active military has come forward saying something of this magnitude.
Yes.
But we've been hearing this stuff for a long, long time. It's not a new thing. Like people are acting like, whoa, like, can you believe that someone said this?
Yeah. Yep, because they've been saying it for decades.
Yeah, literally so many of these, but there was never protections in place before. There was never a mechanism to make these types of claims.
Hold on. I got this little bottle of water I want to sip real quick.
Yeah. So I need to stop talking.
The joke was it was a giant bottle of water.
Oh, it is big. That's pretty large water. Like
Anyway,
if you pulled
go
out
on.
a jug next, that would be funny. Like
That'd
if
be
you
great.
put that down, but then next,
And then I pull out a teacup.
yeah, then they start getting smaller, and then you just leave. And then, well, what happened there?
You just drank
There had to be
water
some
in different.
deeper-
yeah. You just drank water in different size
Weird.
glasses and then left.
What's the deeper
But people
meaning
look
there?
into it. Yeah.
Oh, always, yeah.
So obviously the big glass meant it's
It's
Freudian.
whistleblowers, right? So there's something to this.
I was gonna say it's Freudian. It's like the id, the super
Yeah,
ego.
Wow.
The teacup is clearly the super ego.
Yeah, what he's representing here is the male ego. It's obvious in the way he sipped the cup and then place it down. If you look in the next frame, the cup gets bigger,
Yeah.
showing
There's
where
editing.
we
Yeah.
are as a society.
Yeah.
That would be great.
It actually clips in and out.
Yeah.
Showing
Hey, Tina, TBRM, looking forward to the show.
Tina and TBRM.
Yeah.
Sup.
Sup.
Oh, look, they said they were looking forward to the show. I'm
Right.
like, you are?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Well, I guess.
That's what they said.
You're like, looking forward to the show.
Looking forward to
they're
having
doing a
you.
show?
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So
But
we're
they wrote looking
talking.
forward to the show.
Right. So thank you for that. We're talking whistleblower, this intelligence officer that came forward about the aliens. Okay, how about the alien sighting? Yeah, you want to get into this? Have you watched the news reports about this?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a cool one. And this was right
So-
here in Vegas.
From what I saw,
Yeah.
in our backyard,
Yep.
no less,
Run it.
I saw. Run it. Okay, just go for it.
Spin it for 'em.
Yeah, and I bring it to a pause,
Yeah,
to
you
a
halted
dead
it,
halt.
yeah.
Yeah. So say it again.
Run it.
Okay, so in our backyard, no less,
Yep.
there was a 911 phone call, and this 911 phone call is like, "Hey, something is in my backyard. This giant craft."
Yeah.
And the lady's like,
You could tell that
"Okay."
they hate this. Yeah, that it's obvious they hate this whole thing.
Yeah, there's a craft, is there?
They think it's so stupid. They're
Like, yeah.
they're 9 feet tall. They got out of the craft. They're 9 feet tall. They have green
They
and
have
gray
big
skin.
Yeah, and they have giant eyes.
Yeah.
And they're like shiny and reflective. Yeah.
This
And,
is real though, guys.
this is
we're
actually
not
the
adding
phone call.
This. This was the 911 call.
Yeah,
this happened
we
here
could
in Las
actually even
Vegas.
show it.
I would love that. Yeah, so like Cam was saying, and it seemed to be what looked like a crash. So there was a police officer.
What?
Crash talk, dude. We do crashes on Crash Talk a lot.
So often.
It's strange, and we don't plan.
Well, that's
that.
what we plan. Oh, damn you. I tried to make us look
I know,
good.
I crashed and burned.
Yes,
so,
you did.
Oh, you've got it. Oh, let's pull this up for the folks. So this happened recently in Las Vegas, early May. A family said that a UFO crashed in their backyard, but not just this, that beings exited the craft. There were multiple. They were 9 feet tall and not human. And this is, is this having the 911 call, the video?
Yeah.
This is gonna be fun.
Get to
Let's
it
do
just uno secundo.
Okay. Give a rundown of the stuff I know about this. So in Las Vegas, it was in the northwest area, I believe. So there were police officers doing a traffic stop. And while they're sitting there, they see a big green flash of light, something going at speed towards the ground, and then gone, right? So it looked like a crash. And even the police officers react to it like, whoa, what was that? Then a doorbell camera picks up a green flash of light as it passes overhead in the neighborhood, and you hear the sound of this vehicle as it's coming down, and it sounds like the creepiest Independence Day sci-fi nonsense you could have. Like, it's so funny that that's how it actually sounded. It's like a
Yeah.
and then you hear like it hit the ground. Then you get a 911 call. The family where this actually crashed calls 911 and tells the 911 there was something crashed in our backyard. It's a craft. And beings came out of it. They are not human. We are terrified. We're huddled up with a gun, hiding from it. There's at least two. They're 9 feet tall, green and gray skin. They are not human. Huge eyes, reflective eyes. And they were trying to explain to the 911 operator, we're not making this up. This is not a joke. We are terrified. Please help.
Yeah, they emphasize the fact this is not a freaking joke.
100%. And then the police, the 911 operator, obviously she doesn't really know, and she probably thinks it's nonsense. But the fact that another officer had reported seeing something go down, they take the call seriously and actually send officers out. So the officers show up on the scene and they actually talk to the family. The family comes out. They're like, something happened here. We don't know what they weren't human. There's the dad, the mom. You see their kids are there, and they're all giving their account of what they saw. And they even took pictures of the craft of where it came down. And it wasn't a crash like Roswell where there's wreckage everywhere. They must have, even though it was at speed, it looks like a landing. All that was left was an imprint. Perfect circular imprint on the ground where it was supposedly came down.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
I'm ready for this phone call when you are.
You got it?
I got it.
All right. So this is the actual 911 phone call that the family
Show is.
did. All right. Let's do it.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Yeah, it's so sick. It's
Okay,
looking
where
at
is
us.
this on your property?
Yeah.
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually
So there's
we're
two-
terrified of it.
So the
there's
kid is
two
the one who
people
calls
or
first.
two
We're like, is there an adult I can
that
talk
are
to?
in your
Yeah.
backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like
Okay.
8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us.
Huh? Straight up.
Big eyes. They have big eyes.
Okay.
Like I can't explain it.
She
That
goes,
big eyeball.
okay.
Yeah.
They're shiny eyes and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
There you go. These are eyewitness accounts that people
Eyewitness.
always
Well, the 8 News
discount.
Now investigators obtaining video as officers then responded to the.
Yes.
But
Do you want to show them the eyewitness, the video? I think do they have
Yeah.
the video of the craft coming down?
I was gonna skip to it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Skip to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's show if we got it. The actual video
do.
of what it looks like. Oh yeah, check this out.
Check
So this is
this out.
body cam footage right here.
You guys are gonna freak, dude. This, yeah. The police body cam footage. Look at that.
Right in the background if you guys didn't see it.
It,
There
it's
it is.
close. Yeah, it does zoom up. Yeah.
911 emergency.
Minutes later,
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us. And
It's
still there.
looking at
at
us.
calls 911 reporting two large figures.
It's looking
in the
at me,
backyard.
Ray.
I'm so nervous right now.
The 8 News Now investigators
And check
obtaining
this out.
another
Yeah.
The
officer's
biggest
video
piece of
as
crap
he's-
about it is, so they go into the backyard
Yeah.
where the craft supposedly landed,
Yeah.
and the police had to block out the
Oh, right.
body cam.
Luckily, the
footage.
family took a picture though. You can get that. It is
you
out
see
there.
a circle.
Yeah, impression.
Circular impression in the sand, and
Yeah.
it's nuts.
What is also nuts is I've heard just because we live here
Cashews.
and we know people that are a part of this that were part of the investigation.
Yeah.
Either firsthand or secondhand,
Pistachios.
whatever. Basically, the police did try and follow up with this the following day, and there was some agency there that had quarantined off the area, preventing anybody from going back and seeing exactly what they were working on and what they found. Yeah.
Every fucking time.
But I haven't found any police officers that have said we called another agency in.
Dude, so I have a buddy who's a
just showed
cop.
up.
Check this out. I have
Yeah.
a buddy who's a cop, and it's sort of weird. So we were all talking about it last night,
Cool.
and he got real quiet.
Oh.
And then when we pointed that out, he just made like a joke of the whole thing. And he's a cop in that area.
Okay.
So I'm like, dude.
So maybe they told
do
him, "Don't
you
talk
know
about this."
stuff?
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
you just can't talk about it. So you're like, this is awkward. And he's not, he's like sort of like someone who would get awkward in that kind of situation.
Okay.
He's
okay.
not someone who could play it off real well, I don't think.
Okay. So,
So-
Chase Mack says the circle doesn't look like a crash site. I agree.
It
Chase.
doesn't, absolutely not.
But who knows how an alien spaceship? Well, we do know.
I don't think it's a
based on the
crash.
Roswell wreckage that that's a crash. This wasn't a crash.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying, I just said it. I don't think it's a crash. You're like, we know that's a crash.
No,
but
this
you're talking
isn't.
about
This-
Roswell
yeah,
being
this
a
looks
crash.
like a controlled landing.
It looks like an absolutely.
Yeah, it's just because it fell at speed, and then you can hear when it makes contact through the doorbell cam, and you hear the noise of it.
Oh
you
yeah.
Hear the,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
on topic, but pivot a little bit.
Okay.
Have you seen the movie Nope?
Of course. That's a good one.
It's really, really good.
I like that movie.
What'd you think, like, in general? What are your thoughts?
So we had actually talked on the show about what if alien craft were actually biological beings.
Yeah, we have.
And they depicted it so well in that movie.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, that was a cool way of doing it. But why wouldn't they have bioluminescence that look like lights? They would be shaped that way aerodynamically. They could go in and out of atmospheres and underwater to hunt.
So
cool. I liked it.
And at first, and maybe I'm just dumb, but I wasn't understanding the relation between the monkey and I don't know if you guys have seen Nope or not, but excuse me, I didn't understand the relation between the monkey that they were showing.
Yeah.
And then each title was basically chaptered the animal that it was sort of focused on.
Okay.
And I finally realized, well, not finally, like halfway through the movie, 3/4 of the way through the movie, I realized.
Okay.
Like why? Because like
I don't even remember them doing that, honestly, which is funny.
So,
but I
yeah.
watched it like when it first came out.
So yeah, it said like remember the monkey who tore up that whole everyone in that studio, killed everybody.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. In the beginning of the movie,
The
that's
chimpanzee,
how they open
and
it.
it
right?
flashes back to him. Gordy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gordy's hour or whatever, and he just a balloon popped.
Yeah.
And he fucking lost it. And
Okay.
took flight on everybody.
Right.
And except the one kid, it was the first fist bump. And so two things.
Yeah.
So one was the only way that Stephen Yeun's character, the guy from Walking Dead,
Right.
the one who experienced it when he was a child actor, the only way he was able to tell the story, I thought was so smart. He was telling the story. He went through this traumatic thing where he saw this chimpanzee who was his friend
Right.
beat
That's
his
right. Okay,
real life
okay,
friends to death.
Yeah, I was trying to remember
Eating
the context
eating
of
them, banging them. As soon as they move a little, oh, they're still alive.
Yeah.
And just all you heard was blood hitting the pavement at the end, whatever.
Right.
I'm like, okay, so him telling the story, he's not like, yeah, it was a crazy day. No, what he does is he says, so have you guys seen the SNL sketch? That could sum it up better than I could. He's like, so they did it great. So it was Anna Gasteyer as playing la la la, you know.
Whatever, yeah.
Okay. And then for Gordy, they had Chris Kattan. And he was just killing, murdering.
Yeah.
Just amazing. And this is Kattan.
Yeah.
And like Chris Kattan is like this Kattan.
Right.
And he's telling the story, and it's like he has to tell it through the lens of this SNL sketch.
Yeah,
Because he
'cause
can't
he's so
be like,
traumatized,
because it's so fucking traumatizing.
Yeah.
But even things slip out. Like he killed, murdered.
Right.
He was a force of nature. Like he's talking about the monkey, but you know that's just seeping through the facade of the SNL
You said
sketch.
Freudian earlier, so there you go.
Right? Real
Yeah.
good. That's a perfect example. Good
Yeah.
callback. And then the second thing was I realized why they did it through the lens of the different animals.
They chaptered it with animal names?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
yep.
okay.
So each horse, the horses that were involved had a
Okay.
chapter name, and then at the end they called it Jean Jacket. They called the UFO thing Jean Jacket.
It's not a spoiler, right? Or
No.
Okay, so
No, not at
so
all.
tell us that we're ready.
Well, it's a spoiler for the movie, but you already said it that it's an organic.
That it's a-
thing.
okay,
The
that's
movie's
what
been
it
out
was.
for years, so
Okay.
whatever. But so here's what it was. So why they showed the chapter names as animals? So you're like, at first it says ghost,
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, ghost, and that's the name of one of the horses. We knew that,
Right.
And then we see the ghost run off, and we're like,
yeah.
oh, okay, he's scared of something. Obviously, it's the alien ship,
Okay.
whatever. But then it goes and it even shows Gordy,
Yeah.
and it shows his whole thing, but it's sort of through the lens of Stephen Yeun's character as a kid. And then it says Jean Jacket,
Okay.
which is the
The other
UFO.
one? Yeah. Oh, that's the name of the UFO. Okay.
They called it UFO because that was her horse that got sold when she was a kid. Blah
Okay.
blah 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 blah. But so I realized because each one of those had an incident where their animalistic things took over.
Nature, yeah.
Nature, yeah,
Okay.
sure. Where the animalistic nature took over. So it was sort of setting up like Gordy hearing the balloons and freaking out.
Yeah.
Lucky or whatever that horse's name was, Clover, I think, and he was on set and they showed the ball and it showed his reflection and he freaked out.
Okay.
And so they had to kick him off and use a fake horse and they lost
Yeah.
that job, lost that money. So it's showing that this is telling us, setting it up that it's an animal.
Oh, good.
The whole
Okay.
movie
Yeah.
setting up. It's an animal. It's an animal. It's an animal.
I didn't remember if that was a reveal or not. Oh yeah, at the end I think is when you finally see it. Okay, it's just been so long I don't remember.
Yeah. So
but that's cool.
well, he even says maybe it's not a ship. You know.
Well, Livewire says Nope was really good,
was
so he
really
agrees.
good. I'm glad
He's
you
also asking, what did the ship look like? What about the spaceship? Where's the pics? Yeah, so
Okay,
yeah, there's no ship pics, guys.
No. The closest
check
you
it out.
just saw that green thing.
People ask, because I've heard this question before around this, why wouldn't the family take a picture of it? So here you go. And even Jeremy Corbell recently, he lives and breathes UFOs and sightings and whistleblowers. He recently had his very first UFO sighting, and he didn't take a picture. Jeremy Corbell didn't take a. So, in the moment when these things are happening, not everybody is like, "Oh, where's my camera?"
It's
Sometimes
animal
you're
instinct.
like, "Wait, oh yeah."
Either frozen in
These
time
people
and
were
space.
so scared.
Terrified.
They literally ran, got a gun, and hid together in another room to call 911.
Yeah.
So there was no let's take a picture.
Hey babe, go get my good lighting.
Yeah,
You
go-
got my ring light?
Yeah, there was none of that.
No.
So yeah, that I don't think that takes credibility away from this report.
Another thing
At
is we've seen pictures and everybody's been like, that's bull crap.
Every time,
that's
yeah.
nothing.
Oh, that's a pollute.
Yeah, it's like, well, I pulled it out real quick and I took a goddamn photo.
Yeah,
What do you want me to
dude, what
do?
do you want?
What do you want me to see?
It's never good
Have
enough.
a setup? Like,
Yeah.
no, it came out of nowhere. I didn't know it was coming.
To that point, I thought it'd be fun while we have time. I want
don't.
to shortly. We can just really briefly look at this whistleblower claim.
Yeah.
And then I want to look at a couple of the debunker videos. There's a couple guys out here that are already saying how this guy is. There's all these red flags, or I don't believe it at all. Of
course you don't.
And I want to see some of this stuff because everyone either takes a side. They immediately are like, "This is true. We knew all along, obvious," or "Nope, it's another country's tech, or it's our own tech." And yeah, nope. There you go. So to D Livewire, sorry, man. Nobody took pics of the craft. They took pictures of the impression. There's videos of the craft coming down.
Yeah.
There's sound and there's several different points of view. Videos all taken at the same time to prove that something did come down.
If only they had a camera in their back. But often, I even know of stories where people have cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
And as soon as these fuckers start coming down, none of this shit works.
That's true too. And Jeremy Corbell said it was strange that even he didn't even think to take a video.
Yeah.
Maybe there is something to that. Maybe just viscerally you react in a way.
Well, even we know that they can communicate telepathically.
There might be something
they can
there.
put thoughts in heads.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know, but from the stories we've been told
Yeah.
from people who,
And they were
claim-
looking at them. They said they're looking at. Well, what if they were projecting terror on purpose?
Yeah.
To keep them from making any moves.
I know.
from
What if
coming
they're like
out
the
or taking
cutest little
pictures?
things you've ever
Right.
seen, and they got to project this
Right,
like,
but then they.
Warden, look at us, dude.
Yeah, they're 9 feet tall.
look
It's
different,
actually
yeah.
like Marvin Martian. He's just some little guy.
Just like him though,
Yeah.
with the armor and
That would
everything.
be the best, yeah.
And they even like talks like him and everything.
I
That'd be
claim
great.
this is Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best.
That's great.
D.
that's
Wire
probably
says,
true.
that's true. I witnessed something in the Hoover Dam area, and I wish I had taken pics. Yeah.
Boom.
We
witnessed
had
some, but
one
this was a little pre-cell phone.
way pre.
having
yeah. This was
camera tech.
90s.
Yeah.
So we didn't have that. But let's go through
The
this
cell
first
phones
video.
were this big at the time.
This is the video of the actual whistleblower talking. We don't have to do it all, obviously. We're just going to show some beats.
I want to do it all.
Why do you do it all? I know, it's just time.
just kidding.
Thursday shows, we always have a time crunch, unfortunately, guys.
Don't touch that.
Don't. Here we go. So this is actually David Grusch, the whistleblower.
Oh, this is gonna get demonetized, News Nation.
Intelligence Community Inspector General.
We'll get
According to
blocked.
the
The news
complaint, in
out there.
July
The news is-
2021, Mr. Grusch confidentially
that.
provided UAP,
Check it out.
unidentified aerial phenomena related classified information.
Aerial, it's still
to the
aerial.
Department of
Yeah,
Defense
no,
Inspector
not,
General.
it depends
At
on
that
who's
time,
talking.
Mr.
but
Grusch
They changed
No,
it to
that's the
anomalous.
term.
No, it really
information
does
about the
change.
improper
They changed it to
withholding
anomalous.
and or concealment of classified material from the U.S. Congress by certain IC elements. News Nation has confirmed Grusch's credentials, but he says he can't show us
the
the
Inspector
proof of
General,
the alien craft
possibly.
for national security
IG.
reasons.
What
In
are
a somewhat-
the initials?
It should be IG, but he said IC, so I don't know what he's saying there. But that's who he
Inspector
provided it
Constable.
to, was the Inspector General. So maybe that's how they say it. But I'm just
IC.
clarifying it for the folks.
But frightening revelation,
Or not.
Grusch claims the non-human species may not be friendly.
I've been told
stop
that
it.
there have been attempts
On your
Oh
life.
yeah, no, this is interesting. Play this real quick.
to bring down craft,
We know that this might
that
be
we've
happening.
acted offensively against non-human craft.
There have been instances, and there are certain techniques.
Have human beings
Techniques he
being
knows about?
hurt
Cool.
or killed by a non-human intelligence.
Oh, yeah.
While I can't get into the specifics because that would reveal certain U.S. classified operations, I was briefed.
I can't get into specifics.
Yeah.
Because that would hurt Robert Johnson over in the FBI.
Yeah.
Like he
That'd be
gets,
great.
like,
He gives it all away.
specific,
Yeah.
Yeah. And his wife, Cindy, who's lovely, makes a great quiche.
Yeah, and I would never hurt them.
Yeah, and I would do nothing to hurt them.
Yeah.
So you're not getting
So
anything out of
nothing-
me,
yeah,
buddy.
Nothing here.
Yeah. Yeah. So move it along, Buster.
You came here.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear what he has to say about it?
I
They
sorta
ask
liked
if
what
people
we were
got
doing.
killed. No, but we're going to get to
by
that,
a few
remember?
individuals on the program that there were malevolent events like that.
Grusch says he has to be careful about providing detail.
Okay, so
He
yeah,
shared this letter
we're
with
done
us
here.
from the department.
This was basically a background, and if you guys want to check it out on your own, News Nation got the exclusive with him. He had reached out to the Washington Post, New York Times.
And they all said,
no, no thanks. And that blows me away, first of all, that anybody wouldn't want this information with what's been going on with the hearings lately and the Arrow being put together, the NASA
Arrowverse,
hearing. I love that there's still big media out there that's like, no, we're not touching this.
well, it's funny because
Silly.
you said everybody chooses one side.
Right.
So my friend, she probably chose a side in reality, but she wanted to ask her smartest friend. So she asked me my opinion. And I said, she's like, so what do you think? You think, and she said it very like, oh, so what do you think? Is this all just crazy or is it true?
Okay.
I'm like, it's true. It's not like a question of if
Right.
it's true or not.
No, yeah. That's,
What was my example earlier? It's like asking if, remember?
yeah, no, I
just-
don't remember the
just said it.
specific example. Yeah,
But
but,
you remember
we did say,
me
yeah.
saying it, yeah.
You were telling me this story.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, yeah, she asked me, yeah, do you think it's true? I'm like, do you think, God, it was a
Oh, the
perfect example.
GDP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Them talking about the GDP. Is that real? Of course it's
Right.
fucking real.
Basically saying, do I believe in facts?
Yeah, factual.
Yeah,
Yeah, factual statements.
There
Yeah.
are facts.
Yeah.
This is one.
Yeah.
So let's go to a debunker video because with all of the, so this guy's credentials have been well vetted. We know that he actually worked in the aerial anomaly group that the Pentagon put together to identify this stuff.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons he came forward was because these programs weren't being passed over to his group, who's charged by Congress to get answers on this.
Yeah.
So if they're going to hold this stuff back from the group that's investigating it within the Pentagon itself,
come on, guys.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's over.
Nope.
He's done with it. So he came forward.
Again.
So here we go. Yeah. So let's look at one of these debunk
Nope.
videos, and
These
to
are
me, this
retrieving
stuff is silly.
From where?
This could be it. Yeah, I only sent
non-human
you.
origin technical vehicles. No kidding, non-human, exotic origin vehicles that have either landed
There's a
or
debunker
crashed.
video?
Let's dive into this.
Here, let's get
So the quick
Look
version
at
of this story is that an ex-military guy has come forward
Right.
and spilled the beans about the government secretly hiding crashed
his
UFO.
tone of voice
I was just
pisses
gonna
me
say,
off.
even his
Yeah.
tone. The secret government hiding, like you have quotations around every
I
word you
know,
say.
Stupid.
Hiding alien technology from people.
UFOs and alien bodies.
Yeah, see, yeah.
This person's
Frustrating.
name is David Gorsch. And
Or
it
as he was
appears
known in
on
high
paper-
school, little bitch. Like
Yeah,
you
he
just,
hates him
A
already.
character assassination, yeah.
And he even said his
He
name
has
wrong.
quite the
Grusch
resume.
instead of
Yeah,
Grusch.
intentional.
But here
Yeah.
are a few red
disrespect.
flags with this story.
Red flags.
Number one,
Okay.
no evidence has been presented at all.
Stop
Normally,
here. Hold
this
on.
would
Wrong.
be the
Yeah.
beginning in the end.
Hold down. So this guy, okay, he was given secondhand accounts, right? So these are people that worked within the programs that came to him because
Yeah.
he's investigating this stuff. He works for in the Pentagon investigating.
job,
And
yeah.
they said, these are the programs I worked on. And multiple people have done this. And then there were actual documents and the name of a program and where the programs took place.
Yep. And
all of this was turned over to the Inspector General. These are classified, top secret. He cannot turn them over to News Nation.
Yeah.
That is not legal. There
Absolutely
are
not.
whistleblower protections in place now, but you can't break the law.
But you can't- yeah.
You can come forward to the right authorities and do it the right way,
Yeah.
which is what he's doing. So so no red flag for me there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else he got? This
Wrong.
guy. Yeah, more.
What else you got, Buster?
And I hope
of
you
this
watch
video.
this, man, because
No
this is
evidence
silly.
at all has
Yeah,
been
why?
presented of extraterrestrial
he'll believe his
UFOs,
own
extraterrestrial bodies. And Mr. Grusch
Wait, what
claims
did that
he
just
didn't actually
say?
That
see
no,
any of this
that
stuff.
no, there's never been any
No,
evidence
what did
turned
this
over.
Evidence
fucking
at all has
photo
been
say?
Oh,
This is a fake alien photo because a real alien photo is yet to be presented.
oh, okay.
Dude, are you the literal worst?
Yeah, he's the worst. This is him really trying to make this point hit home that he couldn't turn over classified pictures of alien craft.
By the way, this picture that I'm using just for visual aid, it's not a real picture.
Right.
Because aliens aren't real.
Yeah, that's basically
brother.
what he's trying to
It's
say.
basically what he said.
We've got here Chase saying, why is he leaking this, then hitting us with the, oh, I can't reveal governments. Well, he's not, right? So the whistleblower protections are in place specifically for this purpose, that Congress is being left in the dark around programs that they should be overseeing.
Exactly.
Yes, and
When
that's it.
Congress is being left in the dark, that's not okay.
Right, it's illegal.
That's illegal.
So it's against the Constitution.
So he's allowed to come forward and say, this is a program that is being hidden by Congress.
Yes.
But he's not allowed to come and say,
Give us the secrets.
here's all the government details, baby. All class. He can't release classified documentation.
But he did release it to the people he could release it to, the Inspector General's office.
Within the law.
And
Yeah,
Congress.
absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So that stuff is in the right hands.
So that's why, yes.
Yeah, but good question, Chase, because a
Yeah,
lot of
real
people
good.
have that question.
100%.
Yeah.
And D. Lavar said, yeah, right, Chase Mac. Okay, yeah.
Presented of extraterrestrial UFOs, extraterrestrial bodies. And Mr. Grusch
His
claims
tone
he didn't actually
kills
see
me.
any of this stuff.
Yeah.
He just heard that this stuff is
Which
true.
is what an investigator
And
does.
What is his job?
Before
Yeah.
Mr. Grusch went to the media with this story, he had to clear with the Department of Defense
Right.
what he could and couldn't say.
Right.
Because he did
Yep.
work in sensitive offices in the
So
military.
pause.
He just explained himself.
Exactly. These morons keep doing this. I've heard this more than once. These
just
guys
explained
Yeah, they
himself.
say, "Oh, if he went and got permission to say this, then obviously it's nonsense because why would they let him?" No. This is what this was for. These are the protections were for these guys to bring these things to light the legal way. They still have to get clearance, and if they don't get it, then those people are breaking the law.
But
because
listen,
there's
he literally
protection
He
in
had to
answers
place.
himself.
clear with the Department of Defense
Right.
what he could and couldn't say.
Right.
Because he did
Which
work
is the proper
in
way to do it.
sensitive offices in the military.
Yeah.
Done.
Yep, you're right.
And-
that's not a red
yeah,
flag.
yeah.
Yep, that's the normal way
He
to
had
do
to
it.
clear it. He had to clear it with a general because he worked with sensitive information.
So,
yeah.
So you're the Inspector General, or no, the DOD. Okay, so this is internal Pentagon stuff. So like, ring, 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 ring.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, this is David Gorsch.
Mr. Grusch, how are you, sir?
I'm doing just fine. I wanted to let you know, you know those programs we never talk about?
You sound very different in person. I
Oh yeah,
remember
sorry.
the
I just
dinner
had a cold.
Tuesday. Yeah,
I feel
that's
better
fine.
now.
Okay.
You know those programs. You know those programs.
Yeah.
You know those programs.
Sorry about that. Do you remember the program?
No, do you know the programs that we don't talk about? The top secret ones?
Oh, yes. The program's named the programs we don't talk about. Of course I do, David. Yeah, what is this in regards to?
Right. I want to talk about those on the news.
You want to publicly talk about the programs that we call the programs that we don't talk about.
Right. I always thought the name kind of made it seem like we couldn't talk about this stuff, but it's kind of illegal. I'm going to talk about it. I just want to make sure you're cool with that.
I'm not.
Well, yeah, but you kind of have to be now. It's just kind of how it goes.
Is this because we didn't show Congress?
Well, amongst other things, yes, one of those would be that, and that's
But
a
is
mission
this
of
why?
illegal,
Is this why
illegality.
you have the ability now?
Yes, there are whistleblower protections. and
I'm
gonna
I
use
told
them,
you we
baby.
should have canned those goddamn. Sorry, David.
We're gonna use
I
them, baby.
told you we should have canned those goddamn whistleblower protections.
well, I'm just thinking it's kind of silly that
we could have killed this guy 2 years ago.
Oh, I'm definitely going public now. I gotta go. Yeah, because that's how that call would go. You need to clear this stuff, but they can't say no now. If it's around this, you can't say no. If they're doing illegal stuff.
You know that program we don't talk about?
Yeah.
Oh, the program called The Program We Don't Talk About?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go on national TV and I'm going to talk about it.
It sounds inherently like we're not supposed to talk about that.
Yeah.
It's like it's built in.
Yeah. Or the other way. It just sounds like something the people need to hear. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know that illegal program?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell people it's illegal. Silly. Okay, so what else does this guy have problem with?
David's house.
Yeah. Sorry, there's a car
David-
pulling up. I have to go. I got to answer the door. Oh, it's just a cake delivery. The cake is shaped like a shotgun.
Yeah. Yeah. The cake isn't really even
my God, it's
decorated that
Arnold
well.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, I was going to say, somebody's delivered me roses.
Get down. Yeah.
And then there's a cop behind me. Wait a tick. Who's the good guy?
What a genius moment, man.
Dude, so good. Too
One
bad
of the
the
best
trailer
moments in
sort of
history.
spoiled it.
Yeah,
so if
nobody
you saw
was
the trailer when you
surprised.
were a kid, then
Yeah, nobody was surprised, but that would have been a great reveal.
that's another big problem, dude. Movie trailers spoiling the best parts.
Yeah. Oh, we're running out of time. Here, let's just do a couple more before I have to go.
So movies,
Yeah, right.
trailers. D-Lab got a kick out of that.
Thank you, Livewire, because that's pretty silly, right? But that's what they have to do. That is 100% the actual conversation that needs to take place.
Yeah,
To our
literally.
exclusive interview
this-
with David Gorsch,
yeah.
and we've heard from several officials who have in fact verified that Grusch
watched just
is
the
who he
beginning of
says
this,
he
and then
is
I was like,
did
we
in
have to
fact
see
have
this.
top secret clearance
She's hot,
with the
dude.
government program on UAPs or UFOs. But not everyone is convinced by what Grusch has said in his
Not
whistleblower
everyone's
complaint, and
convinced?
it's important to hear from
Yeah.
them as
If he
well.
can't convince you, who
Science
can
writer
at
and
this
No
point,
conspiracy
guys?
theory
No one.
debunker
Yeah, you're
Nick
just
West
a
is one of those
small-minded
skeptics, and
fool
he
if you
joins
can't
us
be
now.
convinced by
Nick, thank you
this.
so much for coming on the show. I
How
really
many people
appreciate it.
with the credentials?
Thank you. You take issue with several parts of David Grusch's story. Let's go through them
Even
one
the
by
face
one.
he's
The
got
first
on
is
right now
when
is just like,
Grusch
I can't
described-
wait to smugly tell you why this is stupid.
Smugly, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
got such a smug look on his face.
Oh, me? The guy
Yeah.
who knows everything. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
what
the
he's doing.
face.
That's
The guy that
face he's
knows
making.
everything. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Let me explain to you, layman.
Yeah, I'm surprised I even got out of bed for this,
Yeah.
but let me teach you something.
Yeah. But this is the only call I've gotten in years.
I hope that guy wasn't like
So
nobody's professor, because that would just, I feel bad for you.
Oh, yeah. Just indoctrinate
Yeah.
these sons of guns.
Okay, go for it.
describes the unknown materials that he says
like
were
lighting these
making up
people
this
up.
non-human aircraft.
Yeah,
Let's listen
fuck
to
'em.
what he
Yeah,
said.
they're silly.
Why
They're
do you know
spreading
it's
weird
exotic?
nonsense.
Based on the very specific properties that I was briefed on, isotopic ratios that would have to be engineered for it to.
So clearly he's just using big words. Yeah.
There's no such thing as
This is isotopic. And this ratio claim.
Yeah, come on, guys.
At those levels, but also just extremely
Looking for big word.
strange, heavy
Couldn't
atomic
find
metal.
it. Atomic.
High
He-
atomic
it sort of
numbers.
does sound like he's just saying words.
That is great, yeah.
Extremely heavy. Atomic metal.
How great if that's what he says. Like, he's clearly just using words he doesn't understand. Yeah.
Atomic metal has nothing to do with ratios.
With alien craft material.
Yeah.
Arrangements that we don't understand, what the emergent properties are, but there's just a very strange mix.
Plus, he's trying to explain it where the general public could try to understand what he's saying.
And he has
Nick, what bothers
parameters.
you
He
about
has
that
to-
answer?
Exactly. The
Speak
whole time
within.
he's talking, he has to think, am I
Oh,
saying
can't
something?
say that. Oh, yep. That's
Good-
a little too close
Good
to that.
point,
Yep.
Cameron. Good point.
Yep.
He has to constantly worry about every word he says.
Yeah, literally.
Okay.
Yeah. Crazy.
2 points really. One is that
His
the
voice
way
is
that
what
they
we
have
did. That's
these
his
act
voice.
craft,
You
and they
were right.
actually have the bodies of the pilots of those craft. So you would think things like actually having alien bodies would be much more significant evidence of there being aliens. But the other thing is the
Right.
analysis he describes, the isotopic ratios and the structure of heavy elements, is stuff that's been part of kind of UFO mythology for a long time.
I wonder
And these are
why.
actually
Maybe he's not the
things
first
that
one to
cannot
know
be
about
come
it.
out. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Isotopic ratios are just a mixing of two types of metal of different isotopes, and the strange structures he's referring to quite possibly refer to a bit of bismuth and magnesium that has been floating around in the UFO community for a couple of decades, and it's quite possibly just a bit of an industrial
disappointing,
slide
Not
or
even
something like
creative
that.
take.
So these
Yeah.
aren't actually
It's a
new
lazy take.
revelations.
Yeah.
These seem to
Kind
be
of
very
thing.
much just part of
Just lazy
essentially
status
UFO
quo stuff.
mythology
Status quo,
kind of
dude.
repackaged in a semi-official format.
Okay.
You have also
if we even
noted-
want to address this for 2 seconds, so the materials, they're obviously so.
First of all, first address him saying, seeing alien bodies would be a better claim. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And the
Yeah,
guy's telling you
genius.
that we can see them. They are somewhere. We have possession of them.
Yeah.
How about a guy named Bob Lazar, who every day has been proven correct? Every day something new comes out that proves he was telling the truth. 100%. In his briefing, he was told that they had recovered bodies. They told that they've been actually had a discussion with one of them. It's absurd. He witnessed what he thought was an extraterrestrial in a room speaking to scientists while he was at S4. So even if all of that was like
he saw what,
misinformation,
up to a dozen or around a dozen different different
crafts,
spacecrafts.
which makes me feel like there's multiple races of aliens.
Or is it like a Toyota versus a Nissan?
There's probably some of that too, 100%. Yeah, but so the report we got here in Vegas, 9 foot tall, green gray skin with big eyes.
Yeah.
That's not the 3 foot tall we heard of at Roswell.
But we've heard of these types.
Yeah, before
The tall whites, the tall grays.
Yeah.
We've heard of these.
there
types.
are tall grays. You're right,
These
and
sound
short
like tall-
grays. Maybe those were tall grays.
These sound
they
like
had the big
tall
eyes.
grays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what's the next one. Just before I have to get out of here, let's see what else this guy thinks is silly.
Stop acting like you're
Obviously,
so
they're
busy.
layering different metals. So when they're talking about different isotopes, they're talking about changing the atomic structure of elements, right? And a lot of these guys that have worked on these metals and have come forward, this isn't the first person to talk about this.
Yeah.
Guys that worked in these programs have said that they literally layer these metals in a way that we can't possibly do.
Yeah.
And the only way to do it would be in a zero gravity environment, which we have no labs in zero gravity environments that can smelt metals.
No labs.
So
yeah.
anyway, so that's it's a lazy way of taking advantage of people that don't know all of the evidence out there and making it seem like this guy is being silly.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Not even a creative.
It's not
take,
creative.
Not even. It's
No.
the most basic. I could have gone on and they're like, find a way to debunk. Okay, I'll do the status quo, like you said.
Exactly.
All right, fine. Yeah, I could kill an hour. How much is it? Yeah, I'll kill an hour.
They get paid for this. These guys, or they pitch their book afterwards.
Yeah, they promote.
What are
they
you
do, yeah.
promoting if you don't believe in anything? Well, how much imagination could you
His
have?
name for when he writes his stupid little book or he has books out. Because
I
they
think
always
he's
say
like a science fiction writer, which is even sicker.
Yeah, author of such novels as blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I'm the fucking
As
worst.
Roswell debunked.
Yeah. Roswell debunked.
It's easy to debunk stuff that has
a declassified
that's
look
hard to
into
prove.
into the world's largest hoax.
Yeah,
or whatever.
you're not
that's the
special
title.
by debunking it, man. You're just perpetuating the status quo.
Yeah.
The difficult stuff is taking these small pieces of evidence, making connections that other people haven't to prove that this stuff is real. So he's just being lazy.
Or put the time in and prove to yourself, even not even to anyone
there
else,
you go.
that that it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Or that it's real.
That's not a bad idea.
Take the time, be like, okay, this guy's saying this. I'm not sure. I know this came out this year.
Yeah.
That lines up, but this doesn't line up, and he did say this. So I don't know. Let's see what you go with the
thank you,
freak.
yeah.
Put in the due diligence.
No, if you're always looking for how this isn't true,
you're always
going
gonna
to
find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's do one
Same
more.
reverse. If you're always looking for why it's gonna be true,
That's
you're
exactly
always gonna
right.
find it.
100%. Yeah. Yeah, I love this stuff, but I'm not always trying to prove it. I'm trying to see where the holes
No
are.
agenda, yeah.
Even with the pill video, the Tic Tac video.
Yeah.
To me, it behaved very human. The way that it when it starts to get in a dogfight position with the other craft. That to me is more human behavior than alien. So to me, I was thinking, is this a reproduction vehicle? Is this technology that we don't have?
Oh.
As alien as it is,
That's
I'm looking for holes. I'm looking for why it could be something else.
Before we jump in, that is one
Yeah.
thing I did want to talk to you about.
Okay.
So
Well, we only got like
a few minutes.
Yeah.
Knowing that we have alien reproduction vehicles where we have reproduced these alien technologies and
Yes.
these alien vehicles, do you think that abductions
Yeah.
are the government or are actual aliens?
Oh, this is a tough question, man. I wish we had more time.
We could always
revisit.
come back to it.
Yeah, and if you guys like
revisit
this
it.
topic, please let us know. Like, subscribe, put it in the chat, write us on TikTok or YouTube. So again, that's a great question. We have had whistleblowers in the past say that they were part of programs where they would abduct people as a psyop. They were trying to see what the effects,
So
what
we
effects it
had
would have.
ex-military, ex-CIA, whatever, FBI,
naval
whatever.
intelligence, all of it. Yeah.
NSA, whoever it was, come out and say that I was a part of a group that would take these crafts and pretend to abduct people.
Yeah.
But my thing for that is, okay, maybe that is true, and I'm sure it might be.
Right.
But what about those ones where people like the one I talked to you about, that extraordinary video where and
Travis Walton?
No, that's a great one too. But even Travis Walton, like he said he saw these creatures.
Right.
They were probing him and they were putting things in his eyeball, putting this liquid in it, like doing all this stuff. And it was painful, and it was,
right.
They didn't look human at all.
Yeah.
And even if it was
tough.
a human wearing a costume, they were too skinny.
Yeah.
They wouldn't fit.
Okay.
So what's
so
the
is
answer
there? Okay, so it might be a mixture of both. I mean, if we're gonna be objective, if these guys are saying that they were part of these programs that did cattle mutilations and abductions on purpose, that it was a psyop. For either destabilizing a country or to scare the hell out of a country by faking alien abductions, landings, and attacks.
Yeah.
Then they're doing it, and they're testing this technology. They're testing their ability to do this psyop. But are aliens actually interested in our biology? Probably.
Absolutely, I'm sure.
As a scientist, as a human scientist, if you find an animal that you're interested in, how do you go about without, you'd probably put them out. Right, so that they don't remember the experience, so that they are asleep when you do it, and you would check into their biology, take tests, draw blood.
Imagine doing that to a self-aware creature.
Oh yeah,
Well,
those are the funnest kind, right? These aliens don't care. I love Michio Kaku says this funny thing. He goes, they ask him if aliens are hostile, and he goes, if you walk outside your house and you see a squirrel, do you go, I need to conquer the squirrel's habitat? No, you might try and talk to it, but it can't talk back, and then you get bored and move on.
Yeah.
Or maybe you might study it for a little while and kind of see how it behaves or what it acts like.
You see a frog, maybe you dissect it in high school.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But you're so beyond them that it's not really that important to you. You would move on.
I need to know everything about
I want to be the king of the squirrel land.
Tell me how your society works, squirrel. Talk to me.
So that's a good little analogy.
That's a great analogy.
Right.
So a mixture of both would make sense, and here's why.
I think you're right there.
If, say, we're government officials, we know about Roswell. We know
everything.
It all, dude.
We're one of these guys.
We've seen everything.
The Men in Black.
We've already seen everything.
Yeah.
And the best. And he's in conspiracy theory. Patrick Stewart.
That's right.
Stewart, yeah, I know.
He's great.
He's the best.
Okay, go ahead. Hurry before we have to leave.
Relax. So,
I gotta leave.
I know, but chill. So, if we knew about it, we know, okay, this is for sure happening. We're like, what if we put on a few suits, right?
Yeah.
Why not?
Oh, you would dress up because you can't have your fatigues and you can't be seen.
Yeah.
Especially if you could be recognized ever.
But I think a mixture of both makes sense. But what I was saying about that guy from the Extraordinary movie, I can't remember his specific name, but he would say that when he first saw these aliens, they came to his door, and it was two men and a woman, and his sister was there, and she was like he's like, sis, who is it? And she's not answering. Who is it? Who is it at the door? She goes up and sees her, mouth wide open.
I don't like that. That scares me. Yeah. I
frozen
don't like that
in
shit.
time. Just frozen. Yeah.
I don't like that.
That's why I had to say it, because it's such a terrifying
it's
image.
Terrifying.
Yeah, horrifying.
Because that's the report.
That's
that
like
people
real
have.
shit. Yeah. And so he's like, what the hell? So he looks over at them, and he sees a woman in the middle, and she's just a little bit taller than the men.
Okay.
And she says to him, like, everything's going to be okay, don't worry. And he's like, what the hell? He starts freaking out, starts trying to fight one of them, and he feels 3 taps on the back of his head. Yeah. He said he's not sure if she tapped him physically or it's just something, and as soon as he did, just a calm came over him, and he lost his faculties. He lost the ability to his motor functions and everything.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some out there that do abductions, for sure. It's got to be.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's more than one race of these things.
Yeah.
They all have different motivations.
Yeah, different motivations.
I believe if you get to this level of technology and you haven't destroyed yourselves, then you're beyond these selfish, greedy...
silliness. But it's actually, in this specific case, he thinks it was supposed to give knowledge so he could go on and do something hopefully good, maybe even just release this information. But what he said was she went to him and she's like trying to explain to him all this stuff. And he said he just got a flood of images And he said it was too much. And she's like this is him saying like what he thought she was saying. Basically, it was like, oh, you foolish idiot. I forgot you're a human.
Right.
Okay,
You
let me
can't
do it
handle this.
little by little.
Right.
Yeah, and then he just started seeing images. He understood, okay, this is how your crafts work. And then he was able to draw these algorithms and stuff.
Probably everyone thought he's just a big idiot.
Just a big idiot, drawing
psycho,
squiggly lines.
Stupid.
Mathematicians and stuff later came out and they're like, this is nonsense. This is straight bullshit.
Nice.
Then like 3 years after,
Of course.
it was, oh wait, this is actually the science behind what wormholes are.
There we go. Yeah.
Type shit.
This
This
is how
guy
we
with
got
zero education.
Yeah.
Crazy. Anyway,
that's
we
pretty
can talk
crazy.
more about it because
Yeah, let's dive into this again, man. I had fun with this.
yeah, it's a cool topic. And
we hope you guys enjoyed it out there for sure.
yeah.
Oh, good stuff. Keep an eye out. Again, there's more disclosure coming. I talked about
And
it.
we're talking
the
about
11th and the 12th. We're going to talk about more of this stuff. More whistleblowers coming forward. More disclosure. Yep, we love
We're
this
gonna talk
topic
about
here.
it for sure. And guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. We always appreciate it. Go visit that Patreon. We have a very cool another exclusive coming up really soon. So that'll be dope. So guys, thank you. We love you. We appreciate you.
We do appreciate you. Thank you so
Yeah,
much
we
for joining. Thank
appreciate
you to the
the heck out
chat. Super live today. I'm glad
Yeah.
you guys enjoy this stuff.
Yeah.
We love you all so much.
Talking about another crash on Crash Talk. Very fitting. So guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you Tuesday at 6 p.m. for TPTNS.
Yep. See
Love
you
you
Thursday.
guys. Later, skaters.